Greetings, listener. Please enjoy the unintelligible ramblings of your favorite dynamic trio, Arva, Farah, and Westy, as they bring in the new season with talk of conventions. Welcome to The Unintelligibles.
Hi everyone, welcome back to season 2 of The Unintelligibles with the same host and the same co-host. Today, I'm your host, Arva, and I'm joined here by my lovely co-hosts, Westy and Farah.
I think you mean Festy.
Not the Festy.
I forgot about that. Right. I mean, my lovely co-hosts, Festy and Farah.
All the shade in the last episode. Hi.
How are you guys doing? How is the con? How was the past few weeks? It's been a little bit.
Con was awesome. I had a really great time in Viva Las Vegas with the homies.
Fuck yeah.
I definitely don't want it to be in Vegas again next year though. It's too much. Too
It
much
won't
going
be
on.
from what they said, which I
No.
I don't want to
blame them.
move.
Yeah, apparently the CEO of Twitch said that on stream that it's gonna be in Dayton, Ohio next year, and I'm hoping he's joking because oh my god, what
I
the
think
most
that was a joke.
okay
Yeah,
because
no.
like
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio. Bro.
No one wants
I
to
know
go to
everyone was freaking
Ohio.
out. No one does. I think it's gonna be San Diego again. Judging by what he said was he wants to keep in the same place, and what it was before Vegas was San Diego, which I'm hoping it stays there. I mean, it's
Personally,
expensive.
I would prefer like either California or Florida. Those are my two places that I would like to go to because I know people there. And there's we can go to Legoland.
Honestly, that's my favorite place.
Yeah.
Legoland's a crack.
Yeah, I haven't been. I want to go. It was really fun though. I got to meet a fuck ton of people, made some new friends, which I was not expecting to do because I kind of was just like, I'm only gonna talk to people I know. But then, we met up with Arthur Abbott, and my God, he's a little socialite. He knows everybody on the planet. So there was like fucking 12 of us went to Margaritaville together, and I only knew like 4 people. But we made some new friends.
Nice.
And a bunch of people got COVID, including like the entirety of Arthur's group. But myself, Ratton, and Arya all were staying together, and we all tested negative. So we stay winning.
Nice. Yeah, I know a lot of people that got COVID, and I'm kind of glad
super
that
spreader
it didn't go.
event.
Yeah.
I didn't though, so fucking weak ass immune systems out here. And I haven't even taken the most recent booster, so sucks to suck.
Okay.
Damn. What a brag.
Yeah. It was very I didn't even know there was one, I'm not gonna lie. I got to meet my model artist, which I was very excited to meet her.
Ah, that's cool.
Because she is super lovely. She's so pretty and she's so nice. I'm like so jelly of her. And she's so talented. And we exchanged stickers. It was very, very nice. And we went to the arcade and won like an unreasonable amount of plushies and spent an unreasonable amount of money winning these plushies. But it's good. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. Would go again next year.
Nice.
That sounds like fun. I did not have a very good week.
That sucks.
No.
Yeah, it does. So I started this job, and it was the weirdest start to a job, followed by the roughest start to a job I've ever had. I'm trying to... I think, did I start working? Did I talk about what the very start of my...
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would literally went in and was basically just reading.
You just sat there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly can't remember. What was the very last thing you heard about me at that job? So I kind of know where to pick this one up at.
I know that you finally got access because your manager didn't hit a button or something.
Okay, we're there.
And you did
Yeah.
training with a very unenthusiastic coworker.
Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't that she was unenthusiastic. It was much like, okay, I'm gonna like spill some secrets here. No one's gonna know this. The way that you have to like enter people's names in the computer is weird because it's like a 1980s system. So if somebody's name was, say, like Sarah Jackson, you would do Sarah and then the like 6 key, so it does like a sideways caret. Like it literally just turns the symbol on its side, kind of thing. Like where
Oh.
the comma is, but it only works on the 6 key. And then you just no space Jackson, kind of like that. But
Okay.
if someone's name is like Mary Beth Jackson, then it's Mary Beth Carrot Jackson kind of thing. She was not getting that. She didn't know how to separate people's last name. Or like if you have a junior, then you do like Mary Beth Carrot Jackson Carrot Jr. kind of thing. And she couldn't like comprehend how to separate them. Because since it's an old system, you're basically telling it this is box 1, this is box 2, and the third one is like any additional info that's not really important, like junior, or if you're a minor, you have to put that down and that'll go in that category. Or if you have, say, like a wife you're filing with, you both go in there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I didn't know like how archaic. Like I kind of understood that concept. I was like, okay, but then there's a lot of other stuff when you hear it on paper, or like you're reading it on paper and you're being explained to it. You don't really know what it looks like on the screen because it kind of has its own format than what they have printed out. But my fucking god, I'll start because I didn't start training yet before our last recording. So this is where the story kind of got what the fuck. So there was already a training class going, and they'd been going for a little bit, and I was supposed to like rejoin them. I was actually supposed to rejoin them the day of the last recording I was here. And
Okay.
and this is where everything went fucking off the rails shit show. Because I was like, what the fuck? So I was supposed to rejoin that class, and I kind of went over. They didn't really have a spot for me. They were just like, we don't know. Here you go. Just take one of these. And the 3 trainers are like, there's one that's not bad. She's kind of a bitch, but she's mostly stoned all the time. Also, you keep in mind this is a government facility, so everyone's stoned. So mostly stoned all the time, and she's nice when she's stoned, but the second she's sober, she's fucking mean and just hates everybody.
Love that.
There's another woman who's not bad, but she's like super diabetic and always sickly, so she's just never in a great mood. So you can tell she's like really tired. She's just very much just struggling through every day kind of thing. It's like I can't hold that against you. You're sick. Then the third one is like a 21-year-old girl who's very just attitude driven. I got to deal with all 3 of them. Because I went and sat down. 21-year-old is just like hands me a book, is like, here you go, just practice. My very first time logging onto the system for any sort of actual training. I had no idea what I was doing. I even said like, hey, this is my first time logging in. And I'm sure she thought, oh, he might have done that. I'm giving her the benefit of doubt at the start. She probably thought, oh, he did that over here kind of thing. And he's just rejoining. No, I didn't. So I just kind of sit down. I kind of know how to log in. I kind of know how to open up the thing to practice. I turn to the first page. What I saw made no sense. Like, nothing was anything like it was described to me. Because she handed me the practice book for businesses, which follow totally different rules. Which, by the way, think of every business, every franchise, every little, like, thing in an outlet mall you ever seen. That's all in that building in a printout form.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that thing sucks.
Jesus.
There's over 280,000 that still have not been entered in from last year. So that's insane. And I was like looking at it, and I even like kind of called her over, was like, "Hey, I don't know what I'm looking at," and she just legit tapped it with the back of like one of her fingers and just said, "Just practice," and walked away. So I wasn't
Just
even.
practice what?
Yeah, it was like a page of I don't know what this is, and I'm like, what the? And I called her over like 2 more times, like, "Hey, how do I start?" And she just gave me the same shot. Just keep practicing, and just kept moving. Then the like stoned one, I got her attention. She came over and I was like, "Hey, I don't really know what to do here." And she looked at it and goes, "Where'd you get this? You shouldn't have this." Oh no, sorry, it's not the stoned one, it was the sickly one. The sickly one was like, "You shouldn't have this." I was like, she handed it to me. So she closed it, took it away, came back with another one, set it in front of me. Y'all, I opened this one to an even more advanced page. This is like, okay, imagine a printer paper.
What the hell?
A sheet of printer paper. From the very top left to the very bottom right, it was one math equation. It was full, and that was just section 1. There was the 78 sections to this one thing she handed me. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. So I got the attention of the third one. I was like, what is this? And she was like, oh, we haven't covered that yet. Why do you have this? I was like, she fucking handed it to me. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell is happening here? Like, handing me the wrong one the first time, okay, maybe if they were all kind of labeled the same, you didn't notice. But the first time I called someone over should have been a, hey, what do you got kind of thing.
Yeah.
The second time, like, how does this even happen? What even is this? And she's like, we ain't working on that yet, and just takes it away. Finally gives me, like, the very basic starter guide one, where it's literally just, you just practice typing in nothing, basically. And then you move on to typing in names, and that's it. But they didn't explain to me how to, like, go through. Because you should do, like, a practice thing, and when you're done, it'll tell you a grade, how accurate you are. They didn't tell me how to do that. So I was literally just testing it, and I didn't know what to do, so I would exit out and open it again. And they didn't say that was wrong. They saw me do that a few times. They said nothing.
They're like, oh, I'll figure it out.
And I'm like, nervous because there's supposed to be a test. There's 3 tests. And you're supposed to get like an 80% at 4,000 keystrokes a minute, or you're fired kind of thing. And I'm like, yo, and they're like, all right, so the test is going to be today. And I'm like, yo, I haven't even like done anything yet. This is my first time actually on the computer. And they're like, you can take yours tomorrow. Everyone else had a week to practice. And they're like, you can take yours tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, right? And I'm like, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I got up, I walked out of that class, I went to my manager. I was like, hey, I need to have a meeting with the DM, which is basically the boss's boss. And, she's just like, well, I can try. But I was like, no. They're about to fire me over there because I haven't been practicing, because I've been stuck in your limbo. Because you remember, she's the one who kind of screwed me over at the start. I was like, I need to talk to her now, so you send her a message, or I will find her office and talk to her myself. So she, like, gets on the computer, I watch her send the message, and she's like, I'll come get you when I hear something. So I have to go back to that class, and I sit down for a second. And I'm like, you know what? I don't trust that. So I have to message my brother-in-law, who is, like, a very high-ranking manager. And I tell him, hey, I really need a meeting with, like, the boss, because there's some really fucky shit going on. And I just get a message that says, 1 sec. 15 minutes later, he's, like, walking me out of the class, and everyone's like, oh my god, what did you do? And we walk into her office. Actually, we walk into Adrian's manager's office first, because hers is right across the way, and the other manager is out. And I swear to God, the nicest woman, she's just like, she's not in right now. But if you want to go back to class and wait, and I told her what was happening. And like I showed her all the stuff they gave me because I kept everything they handed me. I was like, they told me to work on this. It's my first day logging onto the computer. And she's like, yeah, don't go back to that class. You want to have a seat right here? Like, don't go back. Just avoid that. Everyone is terrified of this district manager. I don't know why. She's like a 60, 70-year-old grandmother who's just so nice. And I showed her everything, and I was like, yo, one instructor legit said, like, you're gonna fail, and walked away from me. This is the workbooks they handed me. It's my first day long computer. They say I have to take a test tomorrow. If I fail, I'm fired. She put her face in her hands and shook her head and did like this shuddering deep breath of, I'm gonna fucking strangle them. And she called their boss in and called all of them in. And it was just like, told me to just go back to my unit. Don't go back to the training class. And then yelled at my manager. Because I learned the whole story finally. She didn't know at first that I wasn't in that class. She specifically told my manager, do not put me back in that class. Like, very specifically said, he's not supposed to rejoin the class.
Right.
And my manager had me go back in there.
Of course.
And I'm like, yo.
Of
I
course.
love management, bro.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, okay. And everybody, the 3 instructors, their boss who was like in charge of this whole thing, because it's like they're trying to do it a different way this time. They apparently got so fucking chewed out for that. Like they don't even look at me anymore. They see me and
Jesus.
they do like a fucking, what's the word? Like a sneer and kind of look away. They're kind of pissed for the most part. But
yeah.
good old brother-in-law brokered a nice deal. Like he straight up was just like, "Hey, I have a proposal." And that DM was like, I just want this taken care of. Like, do what you got to do. He's like, "Okay." He came over to my unit. He grabbed me and like a dude who's been there a while. He's like a super nerdy guy, but he's like a trust fund kid kind of thing. But he knows the job, and they made the deal of he would teach me in my unit away from the class, and I would just do the tests on my own later. And I was like, all right. He paid him off with a jar of pickles, a jar of Ukrainian pickles. So I more or less was just sitting in my unit. He was going over from like step 1 all the way to, there's a lot of steps basically, but from like where I could actually understand what I'm doing. And I was just sitting back in my at my desk just practicing away. And I kind of get it. I think I can pass now because I had to take 2 tests. The first one I failed, and they're like, yeah, everyone failed the first one. We're going to have to give y'all another chance. So the whole class fucking failed. It wasn't just me. The second time, I passed. But I have to do 1 more before I can like do anything else. So, because you got to do 3 tests, basically.
Right.
I passed the second one, and they're like, well, there's another test that you technically don't have to do, but we're going to have you take it. And I failed that one because it was the weirdest shit. Like, I couldn't read the paper. It was like the printer ran out of ink while it was doing it. I was like, is this part of the test? Like, oh, no, that sucks. And just kind of let me keep going because this one wouldn't really affect me, kind of thing. And they're like, all right, you have a choice between doing the last one you did or this one for your last test. And I'm like, the last one, please God, the last one. I can't read this fucking shit. But the first one, the 21-year-old who gave me the first wrong book, when I passed the second test, like when I failed the first test, she was like, that sucks. Y'all failed, and then just walked away. When I passed the second one, she tried to like 180 and be nice to me and be like, oh, good job. But in like the fakest way possible. And I'm like, no, you can't take that shit back.
Yeah.
You can't walk back because you've now realized I'm probably gonna stick here. I ain't walking out that door.
oopsies.
You fucking bitch.
Jesus.
So I am kind of getting it now, but it was the biggest struggle. And it was also a struggle learning because, again, he's like a nice dude. I always compare him to, like, imagine the typical kind of weeb. Skinny, tall, super long hair, but also balding somehow. It's a weird thing. He's balding but has the longest hair I've ever seen. And is just like super into tobacco and anime.
Uh,
But goddamn, he knows how to do the job well. That's why he was picked. So, but learning from just somebody who's casually like, yeah, you do this, this, and this, is like, oh, I forgot to mention this. That's why you got this wrong. Oh, I forgot to mention this, and that's why that's wrong. I totally forgot about this. Because, you know, he doesn't think about it. It's just second nature. So I struggled with that a lot. I got my last final test on Sunday. And then I get a little 2-week break because I'm going to Disney World. But
woo, didn't he?
woo, Disney.
But
You get the call at Disney World that you failed.
No. The test grades you instantly. Which, by the way, I want to say also is bullshit because it now counts right answers as wrong because they said, well, they changed it and they haven't updated the test. So some of these you got right, but it's going to say you're wrong. And I'm like, does that affect me? Like, sometimes. Depends on how they want to grade it.
Oh my god.
What do you mean, bro?
So, like, a zip code, if you enter a zip code and it's supposed to be 5 digits, right? Well, a lot of people do the 5 plus 4 because there's a myth out there. I want you all to know this is a myth. If you do your 5 plus 4, you do not get your mail faster. The plus 4 is just for the post office archives. I not only worked for the post office, but also other government facilities. That does nothing. The plus 4 does nothing, I can promise you. So. But
I've never even heard of that.
No, me neither.
Never heard of the plus 4?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not American.
Oh yeah, Canada doesn't have a plus 4, does it?
No, we have postal
No.
codes, which are 6 digits, and they alternate between letters and numbers.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, in America, it's 5 digits and then a dash and 4 digits. And they kind of started a rumor that if you do the 4 digits, you get your mail faster. And it's not true. It's literally just because there's so many zip codes that it's making it, the 4 are for archiving stuff easier, you know, or like knowing which addresses is archived where kind of thing. So it doesn't actually get your mail faster, but the way that the system works is a lot of people do the plus 4 now. The old system, you can only do 5. If somebody put plus 4 on there, that wasn't our problem. We were just supposed to skip it. Now we have to do the first 5. But since the system wasn't updated, it just counts it all wrong. But it's right, and that's how I was taught to do it. And they're like, keep doing it the way you were taught, because we don't want you to fuck it up when you're on live work. But the test is going to say you're wrong. Keep that in mind. I'm like, then what is the right answer? Hold up, you're gonna fire me if I get too many wrong. So
They should really update their shit, but it's also the government, so
they update it yearly. The problem is they updated it because they have to update it yearly. Apparently, it's like they have to, but they updated it, and then this rule came into effect afterward.
Yeah.
So they can't update it till January.
I see.
So I think they said they're actually like counting them right after the computer grades it and then entering that. So they're kind of averaging it up. But still, you see how that's like very what the fuck already.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my god.
So last week, when I wasn't here, what happened was on basically Wednesday, Adrian got a abscess in her tooth.
Owie.
And she was in so much pain. She could not sleep. She was like crying in agony. it got to the point where she couldn't eat anything. She couldn't even drink warm water. Like, room temperature water was too painful. She was fucking just wrecked. And so I had a painkiller left over from one of my oral surgeries. I was like, well, I got this, but it's going to knock you out. So she took it, got some sleep. I had to wake up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning because she went to the dentist and, did a prescription. So I went and I got her antibiotics and painkillers. Then I took care of her pets. Then I had to go to the store. And then I had to go to work. And I work from 7 till 4:30. And when I came home, I didn't, get to immediately go to bed. I had to make sure, like, you take your medicine, Okay, so I'm going to walk the dog real quick because you're really out of it and you can't go downstairs at the moment. Feed all the animals again. So I was awake for a very long time, probably close to 20 hours. Because when I hit bed, I was out. And apparently Sleep Me just turned off the alarm.
I've done that before.
Sounds like
I
excuses
have
to me.
done that before.
Oh, it's an excuse. I'm not making an excuse for myself of why it's okay. I'm just saying that's what happened. Like, because all of that, like, insanity, and then Adrian's tooth, and waking up early and doing all that all basically happened over the course of a day. Because it wasn't instantly resolved with the training and doing all, that had fucking repercussions for everybody over the course of the week. Because that dude had to basically be taken off his work for a day just to help me. And now he was simultaneously working, like he was doing taxes, and then coming and helping me do these little fake practice things. Actually, they're not fake. They are real people's taxes, but we enter them in a training thing. But anyway. And then the trainers are all fucking pissed at me. And I walk by them a lot because the training room is in the middle of everything. So I have to walk by them. And they just fucking glare. The manager who got chewed out, her office is right next to my manager's office. So she can look out her window and just stare at me.
Maybe they should have did their fucking job right then.
That's what I said. Apparently, it's like all of their first year of teaching. And like I said, one is just super sickly, but she made the mistake and made the wrong book. The one that's high all the time, I think she's the best because she realized, hey, you got the wrong thing just at a glance and gave me the right one. But she's also really fucking mean for no reason. And the young one apparently just wanted it because that means she didn't have to work. Like, she didn't have to go sit and type anything for 2 or 3 weeks. And she's trying to, like, sneak out of that because there's a lot of different things you can do in that building. Typing is one where they measure you based on how much you're typing, so they know if you're doing your job.
Right.
There's certain areas like Adrian's section, once she finishes all her work, she doesn't have to do anything. She can sit and read. She can walk around. If her work is done, she's like, no, I'm done. I'm unmeasured, and just leaves. But she still gets the full day's pay. She gets paid 10 hours, and she only works like 1 or 2 hours a night.
Damn.
Yeah, and so everyone kind of wants to get into that section, but they're all like, no one else. We're full. Because there's not enough for them to do. But yeah. That's been fun. I've been fighting both of those fights. Adrian still has an abscessed tooth because her dentist doesn't do like root canals or pullings. So she did the thing for a specialist. You know how much that specialist was going to charge? Take a guess.
$4,000.
6,000.
It saddens me. One of you was actually close. Because she was the specialist, it's $280 for the exam. Just to walk in the building and for them to figure out which tooth it is. $1,700 for the root canal.
Yeesh.
Oh my god.
Yikes, bro.
And she was even like, is that after it? Like, I heard her on the phone. She was like, is that after insurance? Like, yeah, that's after insurance. And she goes, do you do payment plans? The woman on the phone was offended. No, we don't do payment plans. And so she was like, oh,
What are you, poor?
for real?
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, we don't just have like, $2,500 just kind of give you. And she was like, all right, cancel my appointment, and hung up. So she still has an abscess tooth. She has a appointment with another one for $750, much more doable.
That's much more durable.
But that's not till Tuesday. So yeah.
Jeez.
I was fighting at work just to get an education, just to be like, hey, can someone teach me how to do this, please? I had to fight for that. And then come home and it's just like, you can't eat, you can't drink, hang on. We're gonna like try and get some French onion soup going here. I'll take care of the dog. I'll just do everything here. Just don't, because if she moved, if her head like lowered down a little bit, she would be in pain.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I've had a very rough week.
No shit.
Like I said, not an excuse for missing, but just hopefully an understanding of if you've ever been so worn out and so exhausted, your body just turned the alarm off when it went off, but you didn't even wake up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Your body went, nah.
Yeah, you want us to wake up, but I don't. I don't want us to wake up.
And it's
We're
also
gonna sleep in.
It's also so mentally exhausting because when you're learning a new job, it's like a little difficult at first, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine learning a new job and you're thrown at the very end of it instead of like the intro of like just do this and this. You're instantly like, here is 78 things to do all at once. If you don't do it, you're fired. It was stressful. And even then, like when it's still learning, because I didn't start off on like page 1. He legit basically put me on page 10 and was just like, I'm just going to go through this first part with you so we can pick up where you're supposed to be. So I had to learn in one night what everyone else got 1 week to learn. Fucking sucked.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting it now, but holy fucking shit. That took way too long.
So you love it there, right?
Here's the thing. Aside from that, it's probably the easiest job you could ever have. Because everything you need to put in is literally right in front of you. It's an archaic system. Like there's certain things like, oh, I checked this box, and you literally just do binary 1 for like yes, and then 1 for no kind of thing.
Right.
But it's all right there. Like you don't even have to move. You go to lunch whenever you want. You take your breaks whenever you want. As long as you're meeting like the bare minimum standard and you're not fucking up. Yeah, it's easy. There's not really a lot of rules either. There's people who like will watch a show while they're doing it. So they'll do a couple, stop and watch some other episode. Do a couple, stop and watch an episode. And that's perfectly fine because they're like, yeah, you know what? As long as you're getting your stuff done, you're fine. And turns out night shift's not as like hardcore about no phones as anyone else is. They're literally just don't take any pictures. If you don't take a picture, we don't care what you do.
Oh. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually really nice.
So I was, during my last few days there, I was actually just listening to music and audiobooks. Like, nice. It's air conditioned. I got like a big window next to me. I can see an okay skyline. That's not awful. I got my own little drawer now. My keyboard sucked because the 0 key didn't work at first, but I went and stole somebody else's keyboard. Now it works fine. They didn't need it, I'm sure.
Nah, you
Probably
needed it more.
not. Right.
Yeah, it's fine. All those people are going to be fired in December anyway. See, I work with two people who are so high up the chain of command. Everyone's just like, well, how do you know all this? And I'm like, because I know people. Like I'm going to fucking Disney World with 3 managers. Like, sorry, I have connections.
Insider trading.
You know what? Use any advantage you can. Feel no shame.
True.
Agreed.
That's my experience.
Might as well. Otherwise, why do you have them?
Yeah.
I know it's like your loving wife, but like, what the fuck is the point of having her if she doesn't get you,
Right.
like, anywhere at your place of work? You know?
Exactly.
She has a little less pull. It's because she's in that section. Her section is literally when my section finishes work, her section looks at it and makes sure there's like no errors. Like if you have an error, they'll bring it back and be like, hey, you need to fix this. And so we go back in and fix it. And that's kind of what she does. If you do well, they'll actually like staple little bags of candy. If you get like a perfect, you didn't make any errors, and they'll give you candy as a reward. Like M&M, Skittles. Right now, she says it's Kit Kats, and they suck at stapling it onto the sheets. Because this guy get the edge, but you know. It's her brother, because he was like, I'm staying out of, you know, your whole training thing just because it's getting into weird territory. But when I messaged him what was happening and how everyone in the class is failing, because I'm like, yo, there's like 15 of your employees in here that are struggling too. He was like, hang on a second. So he had to come deal with it anyway. But he also did like a little tangent for me. He's like, that kind of got a little fucky. But, you know, as long as it doesn't happen too often. But yeah, I has connections. Get nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps. That's how I got some of my more comfy jobs that weren't like customer service.
Yeah. I feel that.
I feel that's if it's like not a customer service job, it's like an office setting. I feel like there's a lot of family members or friends kind of working together.
Mm-hmm.
Because
they kind of look for that. They look for someone you can vouch for, so I feel like they don't have to go through as much of a process while hiring, because they're like, okay, if you and you vouch for them, then they might be good, and if they're bad, then we can blame you and you.
Yeah.
I think this one's more of it's so complicated to get in that people who have the easier time of doing it are
right.
They know like, hey, like how do I do this? Like here, just do this, this, and this. Like, okay. Whereas somebody who doesn't know is like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Especially with the way they've been teaching. Whoa.
Hell, just getting in. You remember how I had to wait 9 months? Imagine like you needed a job and you applied and you don't hear anything back for 4 months. Even like you don't hear anything back for the first month. You're probably going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to sit and wait a year.
Yeah, the hiring at my place of work can take up to like 2 to 3 years.
Jeez.
It's the fact they don't even like say it. They just, your application has been submitted. Your application is being reviewed for months.
9 months later, hey, you got it.
God, it was like fucking 7-8 months later. It's accepted. Do you have all of your other paperwork? Like, no. Oh, you better request that. Why can't you request it? You have all my. It's like you're the government. You have all my papers. Yeah, but we want it from you. Like, motherfucker. We don't know how much money you got paid. Like, bitch, this particular government branch doesn't know how much money I got paid. What do you know?
Right.
Eh.
Jobs.
Well, did that segue at all?
No. No. I was gonna talk about like conventions and traveling today, because whoa, TwitchCon just happened. Whoa. I know we've kind of talked about this before, but it's like the end of the year now ish. Oh god, it's 2 months away. It's 2 months away from the end of the year. How the fuck? How is it almost the end of October already?
I don't don't know, man.
This
I-
year just
I
breezed
blink
by.
and then like 2 years have passed, and I'm like, what?
I
happened?
know.
What happened?
Yeah, that
To
only
be
gets
fair,
worse.
it has gotten worse. Yeah.
Well, actually, as you get older, time passes more quickly.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
COVID
yeah.
hasn't helped either with like the fact that we're mostly inside for the most part, and a lot of things have stopped or have. I mean, they're slowly getting back into the swing of things, but even then, it's like we're still in the pandemic, and it just drags on weird. Just feels weird.
Yeah.
Since COVID has started, time has been so like off. It's been so fast or so slow depending on the month.
It's that. It's also when you're a kid, you have like more landmarks to kind of note time passing because birthdays are much more of an important thing. The summer off of
Yeah.
schools are always like really punctuated. When you're an adult and you're just working 5 days every week and your birthdays are really more just like ooh, I can sleep in today kind of event. Then yeah, the year kind of just soars by because you don't have as many landmark events or like, ooh, yay, summer, I don't have to go to work for a month kind of thing. You don't really got that.
That's why I want to be a teacher so I can just
have the summers and like holidays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Holidays
nice.
off are nice.
That's why I
I
wanted
get
to become a
holidays off,
teacher.
thankfully.
That's nice. I can have holidays off if I want to.
That's true.
That is true.
You also
yeah, what the
can get
fuck?
like no money if
That's the thing is like I could take a holiday, but then I get nothing, and I'm like, I kind of like having money.
That's
I
fair.
kind of need money.
just self-employment things.
Yeah. One day, maybe I'll reach the point where I can take a holiday. But since TwitchCon did happen, I think we've talked about conventions once before a while ago. I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we
remember
did.
talking about
Yes,
them.
we did. Yes.
Um,
I hosted that one.
Yeah, I want to bring up again since it's later in the year. TwitchCon has happened, and talk about either plans for next year TwitchCon, any conventions you've been to that you enjoyed, how many you've been to, any you're looking forward to next year. I don't even know what's going on next year. I know there's probably going to be Offkai for VTubers, and TwitchCon are the only two that I like want to think about. But Offkai had some weird shit happen this year.
Yeah, honestly, not very interested in Offkai. I did get asked if I was going when I went to TwitchCon because there obviously were a lot of VTubers there,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's expensive to travel to the United States, you know. So doing one convention is like fine, and I mean I had a free place to stay at this convention, so that helped immensely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not get that with Offkai, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might skip this one. I mean, like, feel like anybody who I would want to see would be at TwitchCon, anyways. So I can just wait until the next.
That's the thing is I think most people that are going to Offkai are probably just going to end up going to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
Anyways, and as much as I don't love TwitchCon, like the con itself is kind of lame.
No,
maybe
yeah,
lame.
you don't really go for the con. You go
I'm
to
going
just
for
hang
my
out with
friends,
yeah.
right? And more
Then-
people are gonna go to TwitchCon than Offkai, I feel like. So
The number of people who bought the 3-day pass, I didn't. I bought 1 day. The number of people who bought the 3-day pass and then for like a majority of the day, the fucking food court was packed. People would just sit in the food court and hang out, and it's like you are paying a lot of money
just to have
Just-
food.
to sit in the food court with your friends.
Yeah.
Damn.
You can do that anywhere.
I bought the 2-day pass last year because there was a partner discount. But I really only went to the convention center like half of one of the days. And that was only for the artist alley. I went there like a few times to look at the art and buy some things, and then the rest of the convention I was I was resting in the partner lounge sometimes because it was like the kind of quiet quarters where there wasn't a lot of people, and it was nice to stay away from like stimulation when it became
To stay
too much.
away from the filthy peasants.
Right. Anyone who's not partnered
He could look
below
down
me.
upon you all.
Oh my god, I was scared because I googled partner lounge before because I heard it was a thing and I was like, oh, I want to try going there. I heard it's got food and stuff. That'd be nice. First of all, it had like fucking shitty popcorn and like acai water that was barely there because partners are greedy and piggy. And then I googled partner lounge because I was like, what does it look like? And all the pictures I saw were from previous TwitchCons where the partner lounge was like a fish tank in the middle of the convention.
Oh
So
my,
it was just like,
you're on
it was
display.
just
No.
literally on display as a partner. And I'm like, I told everyone, I was like, I don't think I'm going to the partner lounge. That's so embarrassing. I couldn't do that. That really is
Twitch
the
is like,
energy of
look
I'm
at what
above
you can
Yeah.
have.
Right. Like only partners can be here. Now watch how partners live their lives. This is what you're missing out on.
Hell
I'm like,
no.
"Ew, thankfully it wasn't like that. It was like this little hallway off to the side that was like blocked off and you could just go into a room and sit down. I was like, okay, this is nicer. But even then we weren't at the convention much. I mean, we were in San Diego. There was food everywhere. So we went to eat food. We went out to sightsee. We went out to shop. We just, treated it as a way to just go on a little friend trip without, because like, I don't know. I don't think a lot of YouTubers are made of that much money where we can just casually be like, hey guys, let's go meet up in like
No, not at all.
so-and-so land and have a good friend trip together. So TwitchCon gives us that excuse to like have a friend trip without having a friend trip.
I
If that
need
makes
Yeah.
sense.
I need 1 second. Adrian asked if I can take her up some water and medicine. Struggling.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
All right, sorry. Give me one.
No worries.
I definitely like the only people that go to TwitchCon to like actually experience TwitchCon, I feel, are people who are doing panels, obviously, because they're there to present, and then community members are usually there to meet their favorite streamers.
Mm-hmm.
But as a streamer yourself, you're just there to meet your friends. That's why
Yeah.
you go. If I didn't
Yeah.
have friends going, and a free place to stay, I would not have gone. Those were
Yeah.
like the major driving, because it's very expensive, like, especially as a Canadian, our dollar is fucking really, really bad.
Yeah.
So converting to USD is very painful, and I try to avoid going to America for that reason because it's so expensive. But I mean, my friends were going, and like, I got a free place to stay, so I was like, you know what? All I have to do really is pay for the plane ticket, and even my my 1-day pass got covered by a friend, which
Ah.
I'm very grateful for. Perks of
that's
being a
nice.
woman, lol, JK.
Okay.
Just kidding. Unless, no,
Unless?
just kidding. But I mean, like, we did make a full day out of the con. We were there the entirety, like, from open to close. But I mean, 90% of the time we just spent chatting with friends. Like, it was just a place to go to hang out with friends,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And you know what? I even know people, one person who went and didn't buy a ticket to the convention at all. And they just
Oh,
hung
yeah.
out with their friends, like, in Vegas, not at the convention. Because I mean, it's Vegas. There's so
you
much
can
to
do so much shit. Yeah. We had that even in San Diego last year. Despite San Diego not having as much to do as Vegas, because it's just more of a city. Like there's food places to go, some places to go shopping, but it's just a city at the end of the day. We had a few friends that either were local already, so they were just there, and they were like, hey, let us know when like you're meeting up here and here. We'd love to hang out with you guys. We don't have a pass, so we can't go to the con, but we're here. Like we can hang out. So we just did that, and they'd be just hang out with us. And we even not in Minecraft. This happened in Minecraft. Last year we snuck someone in.
Oh yeah, you
'Cause
absolutely
it's so
can.
easy to do that.
It's
oh my
very,
god.
very easy to do. Like, all you have to do is go in, give your badge to somebody, have them walk out and give that badge to a different person,
Yeah.
and go back past like a different security guard.
It was crazy. Literally the age old tactic of leaving somewhere to go to the washroom, going into the washroom, switching passes, and then coming back out, and you were done. You
Yes.
were good. It was so silly. So yeah, you really don't. I think next year I might just buy either a 1-day pass, or I want to see if they're gonna do the discount next year. I doubt it, because why would they take it away and then bring it back? That would be stupid in their greedy, grubby hands, eyes, whatever. So I'll probably, depending on that, buy just like one ticket next year, because I want to go. I want to go next year so bad. There's so many people that kept asking me, "Are you going this year?" And I'm like, every time you say that, the dagger gets deeper into my night or my heart.
Yeah.
So I want to try.
If it's in San Diego, I do know people that live in the Bay Area that I could stay with. So again, free accommodation.
I think I might. I knew more people in Vegas, and I would have gone and stayed with them if I didn't have to go to court this year. That was stupid. But it's okay.
He returns.
He's back.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Honestly, would never buy the 3-day pass. Way too much money to just sit around with your friends. I was kind of like, I was almost like annoyed because so many people had bought the 3-day pass. So I couldn't even hang out with them the whole time because they would be at the convention. Because they paid for their ticket. Like, they're gonna go there, and then they just sat in the food court, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's weird to pay all that money just to.
well, there's nothing else. Like, there's not a lot to, like, you do everything in one day.
You really only need 1 day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it always seems like a 1-day pass.
You only need 1 day. The only reason you would get multi-days is really if there was like if there was multiple panels or some shit, or like meet and greets that you wanted to go to and they weren't happening on the same day, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It more seems like if you get the 1-day pass there, but then you like plan your trip for a couple days later just so you can like go meet some people and then kind of hang out on the last 2 or 3 days that you're there outside if you wanted to.
That's what we did, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
that's what usually happens.
That seems to be the better option. Like you go there for a day just to be like, oh hey, I wouldn't have met you if, you know, we hadn't gotten this. But at the same time, I haven't actually been to TwitchCon. Like, what's the main draw other than just meeting streamers?
That's the main draw.
Yeah,
that is the main draw, really.
That's a 1-day event,
also-
honestly.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, see, I'm used to conventions. I don't know if it's different in America because your conventions are bigger, but like my conventions here, when we have guests, we have like guests coming in that you can do meet and greets with, they're there every day. So it doesn't matter what day you go, they're gonna be there the whole time. But with TwitchCon, they're only there 1 day. So if there's multiple people that you want to meet, but one guy is only there on Saturday and the other one's there on Sunday, you would have to get the multi-day pass.
I guess that makes sense. I guess there's just not that many, like, going and meeting friends, yeah, but there's not like any big streamers that I'm like, oh my god, I have to go meet this person.
The only streamer that I would ever care to meet does not go to conventions. So I really, you know what I did see though? So Iron Mouse had a little scooter. It was like a TV stand. It was like a little monitor on a stand, and it just scooted around the convention. And she had it. She had like a little bodyguard, and it had like the VShojo logo on the bottom. And she just scooted around the convention. And I did see it. And my god, the temptation to push it over was almost overwhelming. I just like not even I love Iron Mouse, right? She's lovely, but it's just there and it's so flimsy. Like she couldn't even get over a tiny hump where they had like wires on the ground, and it was like covered up by a little the thing that you put over wires so people don't trip on them.
Yeah,
she had to like get picked up and put over it. I'm like, my god, I could push her over so easily right now. I didn't do it, but I could have.
They're
and
so strong.
gotten kicked out of the convention.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I love Iron Mouse, but the temptation would be insane.
It was strong. It was strong.
I guess
I didn't give in.
I don't know. I don't go to a lot of conventions just because there's like, unless I was meeting friends and I knew like, oh hey, there's enough people at a convention I want to meet to go. Otherwise, I'm like, yo, we could just like we could go hang out anywhere else that's cheaper.
My favorite part of conventions, I was a little disappointed with it at TwitchCon. It wasn't as big as I would like it to be. Is Artist Alley. That is the main draw for me to go to
Yeah.
conventions. I just love to see people's art. I don't even often buy that much, but I just love seeing people's art. And then usually there is somebody there that, I mean, even if I don't go up and get an autograph or whatever and pay to meet them, it's just cool to see them from afar. So the convention that we have here in Alberta, we have two. Basically we have Calgary Expo and Edmonton Expo, and they're basically the exact same. A lot of the times they have the same guests at both of them. Sometimes they'll have like a couple that are different, but they're basically the same thing. One takes place in the spring and one takes place in the fall. And we typically go to Calgary Expo. It's generally considered to be the bigger one, which is interesting because Edmonton is actually our capital. But the last year, or I guess this year, I met Dora the Explorer's voice actor, which was really cool. And then last year I met Charles Martinet, so the voice of Mario, who's now
Nice.
retired. And for me it was worth it to go because I'm worth it to like go up and actually pay to meet them and get an autograph, because those are two people that I actually like a lot. But there was a lot of other people, like Sam Raimi was there at this year, and I fucking love Sam Raimi.
Damn.
But I'm not gonna pay, because the more famous they are, the more expensive it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That does. That does. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, like I like Sam Raimi. I like his movies. I don't know if I'd pay a whole lot just to go meet
I'm
the
not gonna
man
pay
for 10
$80.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But I just enjoy the experience. I mean, I go with friends. I would never go by myself. You go with friends, it's a
Yeah.
nice day out in the city, and Artist Alley is really cool, and then you can gawk at celebrities from afar. People have really nice cosplays.
Cosplays are another reason. Yeah, it's nice to see people's cosplays.
I don't typically cosplay because it's a lot of work and a lot of the times it's kind of expensive. I did wear a Monokuma onesie this year, and that's about as advanced as my cosplaying will get.
I've never cosplayed, honestly. I want to. I think next time I go to TwitchCon, I'm going to try maybe for one
I would
day.
like to cosplay if I go to TwitchCon again, like myself, like Farah.
Yeah, it'd be
think
cool to
that would be
cosplay
fun.
Arva. Would have to see, because that'd have to be custom, and that'd be more expensive than just cosplaying like a character that's well known already.
Yeah, you would. I mean, some of
It's
the
still
stuff.
not cheap.
I mean, it depends how elaborate your outfit is too. Like your outfit is pretty elaborate. Mine, I feel like some of it I could just get
That's fair.
normally, but other things I think would have to be custom.
Yeah.
I mean,
which comes to
I
worse? I could do a
have
casual outfit.
Frisia sews, and so does her mom. So I would probably just ask them to do it for me
Oh, I see.
instead of getting like an Etsy $1 million custom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I could just say I'm doing Arva on a casual day and like wear a wig, a red wig with the white strike, and then Wear just like a normal outfit.
Just a normal outfit, yeah.
Hey guys, it's my day off from streaming. I'm just wearing my normal outfit around the con.
I will say I kind of always thought it was funny, like, there were a lot of people streaming the convention.
Oh yeah.
And there were actually, I thought this was so funny. They had streaming stations set up. It was a whole wall
Oh yeah.
of just computers with like monitor, microphone, and it was all set up and OBS was in there. All you had to do was like sign into your Twitch and you could just stream like how
Yeah.
you normally would, except you're at TwitchCon. And I'm like, who comes to TwitchCon to just stream a video game?
That's the thing. There
But
was
you're
like all these
at
setups.
TwitchCon. Like what?
And what?
What's the
like,
point? Just
You're
do it at
going to
home.
literally go somewhere else in the world. Maybe, I don't know, unless you're local, but still, like you're going out to this convention center, either to meet friends, make connections, network, I don't know, something, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna fucking play video games. Something you could do at home.
Yeah, that's
What?
such a waste of money.
Oh my god. There was a whole section set up for Valorant last year, and it was full constantly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you went to San Diego, TwitchCon, to just play fucking Valorant?
So
Hello?
the games this year, Fortnite was huge Fortnite area,
Oh,
like
yeah.
arena, humongous. But it was like arena, and I was like, oh lame, I don't like arena. Also, it was build mode, and I don't like build mode.
Oh,
no.
Ew. I only play no build.
I also only play no build.
Same.
Yeah, I was
So, and then Tarkov, big Tarkov
like, really?
area. Yeah,
I've never
big,
played
and they were-
Tarkov.
I didn't either. They were actually giving out it was first come first serve. They had limited spots for the day, but it was a free Tarkov tattoo that you could get from like an actual tattoo artist at the convention if you were there early enough. And as much as I love free things and also tattoos, I am not going to get a tattoo of a game that I don't play and also probably wouldn't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
There was also, I thought was funny, a 7 Days to Die booth, and they were advertising the fact that they're releasing it on console soon. And I was like so tempted. Actually, Ratton went up to the Tarkov devs and like was like, "When are you gonna fix your game? When's the next update?" And they were like, "What's your at? We'll DM you when." So he gave it to them. And the temptation to go up to the 7 Days to Die dev and go, "Your game has been in early beta for like 7 years. And you're releasing it on console. You spent how much money to be here? Your game is in beta for 7 years. Finish your game."
Yeah, honestly, that's fair.
That is fair.
Don't move to console if your shit's not ready.
It's not even out of beta.
Yeah. Now it's beta on multiple platforms.
Yeah. Fucking, oh my god, that game sucks. I hate that game. It's only good modded. And then they don't get me started. Don't get me started. I have a long history with 7 Days to Die, okay?
Right.
All right.
I've only played it a few times.
Played it too many times.
I've
And every
played
time I
it
play it, I go,
once.
wow, this game sucks.
Yeah,
And then I
that's my
play it again.
experience. I played it once and I was immediately like, Farrah, thank you for the invite, but I'm not gonna come back for this. Like the game itself was very meh, and honestly, it kind of gave me a headache after a few hours. And I was just like, I can't keep staring at this.
It
I
has
played with
that
my
effect
friend
on
once.
people.
Yeah,
That-
and she was a lot further ahead than I was, so I had to catch up, and it was just such a fucking pain in the ass.
I thought it was funny recently. This is a side tangent. So Spider-Man 2 came out, and I was talking to somebody who played it. No spoilers, because I'm gonna watch a playthrough. I can't play it. I don't have a PS5. But they were talking about how they finished the game, they platinumed it, and they were like, "Oh, I'm waiting for the New Game Plus patch." The what? Are you telling me New Game Plus was not in the base game on release? It's a patch that's gonna come out a month after. Can video games can video game companies complete their games before they release them, please?
Right.
I'm, like,
we're
begging
coming
you
back
guys.
to this one.
The New Game Plus patch. Shut the
I
fuck
know.
up.
That's insane.
Now-
That's a base game feature, asshole.
I'm gonna say New Game Plus is not, depending on the game, not a base feature.
If it was a planned feature that they
Okay.
were going to add to the
Planned,
game,
yes.
it should have been on release.
Planned, yes. I will say that. Or, like maybe the day one kind of update that they do sometimes. I'll give them
But not
that.
a month later.
I don't know, because I'm looking at like New Game Plus, I'm always kind of fine with if they add it a little later. Just because I'm like, well, I'm not really planning on speeding through this game as fast as I can most of the time. Like
People
that's
who really love the game, though, are the ones that are going to be playing it super fast.
yeah, but again, they're the ones playing it super
day
fast.
one. That's true though.
And yeah, if they're like, it's a planned feature, oh hey, we can either release it all jank and fucked up, or we can take a month and get it right. Because if they released
or
it,
release your game a month later.
yeah. Well, again, what was the publisher?
Oh, I don't know. It's a Sony game.
Okay, so with that, maybe maybe they were like, hey, we need a month. They're like, no, you can't have that. Because it's not always up to the developer when their shit's gonna get released. It's the publisher. So maybe they didn't have a choice.
Isn't Sony about to lay like a fuck ton of people off?
Probably. They always are.
Yeah.
When are they not laying people off?
That's true. That's true.
Yet,
Anyways,
oddly hiring at the same time, too.
never for the same position though.
No. I don't know why people will just keep jumping back on there. It's just a merry-go-round of hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I overall enjoy conventions. I usually go to one a year. It's usually Calgary Expo.
I am not big on conventions, and I haven't actually been to one in a few years, just because, again, if I'm going to go to a convention, I'm probably going because of the people there. And at that point, I'd rather just, hey, want to go hang out over here where it's cheaper and kind of free.
Yeah. That's fair. Still only been to two myself because of that reason. Like the ones here, I don't have any friends that really are into cons local to me. And then the ones that are outside of Canada are so fucking expensive because
they are.
they're international. Even I just hate it. I hate having to go down to San Diego or Las Vegas, which is on the same coast as me, and I could literally drive down there in like a day or less. And it's still, I know why it counts, but it pisses me off that it counts as international because it's so much more expensive, despite literally being neighbors. We're on the same continent. I know why it's international, but it's so annoying. But I'm going to probably go down into like Washington or something and fly out of Seattle or something this time. So it's better.
That's a good idea, yeah. I'm not close enough to be able to do that to the border. I will say, though, I mean, it's cheaper for me to fly literally anywhere in the United States.
Oh, absolutely.
Than to Newfoundland.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, flying across Canada is fucking ridiculous.
It doesn't pain me that much. But they did jack up the prices for flights because of TwitchCon for that weekend, which was annoying.
Right. That makes sense. Ugh, flying in general sucks. Ugh.
I'll be flying on Tuesday.
I will say, was lovely. I got to go to Vegas for 2 years in a row because I got to see Aria 2 years in a row, and we got married 2 years in a row.
Oh.
In the back rooms of strip hotels because they always have wedding chapels.
Always. I want to still do a drive-through wedding really bad in Vegas.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Just once. Well, I didn't think about how to.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you have a way to pick a winner?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think I should win because I have been to more conventions than Westy.
You did just get back from TwitchCon.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You had the more pertinent experience for this one.
Yeah,
I won't
fresh
even fight
too.
that.
I am fresh from the convention, COVID free, thankfully.
Woo! Yeah, that's a win. Yeah, I think instead of doing any coin flips or anything, I think I will pick Farah as the winner this time because you did just come back from the convention.
Let's
You
go!
inspired this episode.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
AFK is gonna have to name this one something else because I think we already have an episode called Conventions.
We can call this.
This one
Wait,
is.
I normally name them. Hold on.
Oh, well then we have one called Conventions.
If it's like I can't be there to upload it, then she handles it. But I've named all the others.
We can call this. I have no
TwitchCon
idea.
and others.
Also,
Yeah.
let's get a shout out for AFK for the amazing editing she did on the last video. Holy shit.
Oh my god, yes.
The season 1 finale.
AFK is so amazing. Holy shit.
I have finally paid her.
Let's go.
It's like the second I kind of broke free from the waters of debt. It's like, here you go. I'm going to go back under a little bit, but it's fine.
Here's your payment.
Gave her $2.
I gave her like $2.10.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I wish it could be more, but I'm still really trying to
$2.10.
get shit paid off, and I'm about to be unpaid for a week and a half.
Love that.
Yeah, that vacation. I'm not getting paid for it because I don't have the time.
Yeah, you gotta put time in before you get paid vacation.
To be fair, I did apply at the start of the year. I just didn't foresee a 9-month wait.
How could you not have foreseen that? You're a fool.
I know. Even then, like everyone else is like, oh, it'll probably be like 6 months. It's like, oh, that's more than enough time to get a week of vacation. Fucking
Jesus.
I'm in there for like 4 weeks. It's like, all right, bye. I got 2 days. No, I got 1 day, technically.
Yeah, 1 day paid vacation.
I get 4 hours of vacation every pay period for the first 3 months.
Oh my, 4 hours?
I get a day per pay period, or technically 2 days per pay period after the first 3 months.
Oh yeah, you're probably still in your probation period, huh?
It's probation for the first 3
Right.
months. And then
Still at that point, just give it nothing or like what?
oh no,
4
I'll take
hours?
the 4 hours. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turns into 2 days after 3 months, so 2 days every 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's a bit better,
That's a bit better.
but I mean, what was I
Lost his
It's-
train of thought.
I'm trying to think because they have a really good vacation thing where it's like you can save up 240 hours, and if you go past 240, you have to use it by the end of the year, and it cannot be denied. You can just put in vacation for any time, and
That's
they
nice.
cannot deny you because it's called use or lose. So I mean,
Yeah, we have the same kind
Right.
of system, yeah.
so I mean, you get what 8 hours every 2 weeks. Because I'm not counting sick days different. We don't count sick for that. So
Oh, I win.
yeah, you win. Sorry, I was doing math. You can have a
Ew,
2-month
You're
math.
not allowed math in my podcast.
You can have a
Right.
2-month vacation if you go to work for 6 months.
I actually know, so for us, sick days carry over, and a lot of people don't use them because you can work from home a lot of the time, so instead of taking a sick day, they'll just work from home.
Right.
The sick
So-
days do also carry over. We can't work from home.
Oh.
There's like somebody recently was retiring, but 2 months before they retired, they're taking like 2 months of sick leave and getting paid.
I've done that.
Oh.
I've done that.
Smart.
Not retiring.
It
Where it's
is.
like, here's my 2 weeks notice, and it's all, like right after all of my like leave has been approved, and they're like, motherfucker. And like, bye. But yeah, shout out for AFK. Amazing
We
editor.
love AFK, yeah.
We love AFK. We stan AFK.
Hell yeah. If you haven't seen the season 1 finale, all the fucking edits, it's just hilarious. She did all of that in a night.
Wow, like working.
Yeah, after getting off of work.
Yeah, like she had a, oh my god. She's crazy. She's crazy.
True. She does have a knife, but it's a butter knife.
Right.
Yeah, this means it hurts more.
It's gonna take longer and it hurts more.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, Farrah wins!
Yay!
Woo! Winner
My
speech.
turn. I didn't get COVID. Yeah!
Yay! Loser speech from Westy.
Yo, if your job tries to fuck you over the training, fight for your fucking right to be taught to do it right. That's all I got there. Take care of your teeth. If you got an abscess, go to a dentist, but don't pay $2,500 for a fucking root canal.
Good points.
And tip your door dashers. That's all I got.
Mhm.
Always tip your
Always.
Dutchers. Off a cliff.
Oh.
No. What you do is like when you put the order in, you put in like a $10 tip, and then you adjust it depending on how good they actually did. That way they don't fuck with your food.
Oh.
That's what I do. Every time it's like $10. Like if you bring it right to me and there's nothing wrong, like if there's something missing, it's not their fault. I don't hold that against them. But if like if you get it to me and the bag it looks like it's been opened, I'm lowering that tip down considerably. Or if like I can watch you on the map, and if you're like doing fucking loop de loops, like we're gonna start
Yeah.
we're gonna start lowering that tip a little bit. It's more or less I DoorDash once a week because that's what we set up. Because you waste too much money on that. So once a week. That way it's budgeting. But I always do $10 and it's like you can have a pretty good tip as long as you don't fuck with my shit. Like I'm basically paying you to not fuck with me right now. But keep that in mind. You can bribe them. Bribe them to not spray Raid into your food.
True. Or eat it on their way to the house.
Real.
You have to. Oh my god! I know it's been a whole week, but you have to say
Right.
what all of our socials are.
Right. So I'm sorry.
I know you're a little rusty.
I don't want to cut anyone off. Thanks for listening this week. If you want to follow any of us, our socials are, I'm the only one, the odd one out. The rest are Farrah the Bat on all platforms for Farrah, Westy HCC on all platforms for Westy, and then there's me. I'm Arva on Twitch, and then Arva_69 everywhere else.
We really gotta
Womp
get you.
womp.
Womp womp.
We really gotta get you that username.
Yeah, I mean, at least I'm consistent on all the other platforms. Twitch is the only one that I'm different on. It's because Twitch is nicer to me. As much as I hate Twitch, they at least gave me a 4-letter username.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then they fuck me in the ass everywhere else. So is it worth it? I don't know. But thanks again for listening to the first episode of season 2. Woo!
Season 2.
Thank you
Let's
guys for all the
go.
support for season 1 and for listening and talking to us about it. It's always fun to see who listens and everyone talking about, oh, I liked your episode, or I'm listening to this right now, or oh, you have a podcast, I want to start listening to that. It makes us very happy. So thank you for supporting us through season 1. I hope you enjoy season 2. And as always, see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.